The Paranormal Ecto News Flash with Cody from the Southwest Ghost Hunters Association. Now.
I'm Cody Polston, and this is your Paranormal Ecto News Flash. Today I'm talking to renowned parapsychologist Loyd Auerbach about psychics and mediums.
Now, have you ever worked with Chris Fleming before?
I worked with Chris in a couple of different instances. I actually did a couple episodes of Ghost of the show, Dead Famous. Did the Houdini episode, and there was a Joan Crawford episode too. Then I also, on the Houdini episode, we were in Pennsylvania. We had gone to the Houdini Museum there, and I took Chris out on a case. I happened to have a call out there, and Chris on TV is one thing. I think he's really personable, really great on TV. I had recommended him for a TV pod that I worked on, in fact, and he was not working as a psychic, but he was great on that. He was absolutely phenomenal on that. I got to say that when he is directed, this is a problem with people who have psychic ability. Some people need direction. They need almost a handler.
Right.
This is actually something that you would do in remote viewing experiments. You'd have somebody working with the viewer to point them in different directions. And Chris seemed to do really well in that circumstance.
Yeah, we were on Dead Famous with him on the Billy the Kid episode. Mm-hmm. And, I have a tendency just to naturally be skeptical about psychics just because I've ran into so many frauds over the years. But Chris is one of the ones I think that guy has something. Yeah,
he does. I think that Chris, and he certainly has learned a lot over the last several years, but a lot of psychics, unless they have the right role models, they don't always know they can't even analyze their own abilities. I've met a lot of psychics who are very good over the years who didn't know the difference. For example, they go into a case and assume that every image that they're seeing is a dead guy, as opposed to picking up potentially on past information, what we call, residual information or residual hauntings. And that can be a real difficult situation. And in fact, I was on one case a few years ago with a couple psychics, one whom I really trusted, the other was brought on by the TV show. And the other one seemed to be pretty good, and she could pick up information, but she was so wrong in her interpretation because the people she was actually viewing, she was seeing, the figures she was viewing, those are people that were still alive and had left their impression behind more than anything else.
Right.
She said they were all dead, and they weren't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be...
It's the living, it's the living who leave the recordings behind, not the dead.
If you'd like to learn more about ghost hunting, please check out my site, ghosthuntingbadass.com, and you can also look at ghostpatrolwithdonovan.com.
You will believe that we're not alone.
Another Donovan Creative production.